River State House of Assembly proposes bills for accountability and transparency in the management of state judiciary and legislature funds. Small and medium-scale enterprises assess impact of state government projects on the state's economy. Plus, federal government extends NIM/SIM verification to July 26, 2021. Details of these and more in just a moment. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on Nta Calabar News. I am Maureen Leo. I jump now the news in detail. Residents in Calabar and environs, especially the poorest of the poor, are expected to enjoy uninterrupted electricity supply soon if the 27 megawatts gas-fired plant in Calabar is completed within stipulated time. Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade, who said this during an on-the-spot inspection of the project, directed contractors handling the plant to hasten completion. Paul Abel tells us more.
Apart from the 23 megawatt power plant already completed in Calabar main town, this gas-fired power plant is a social electricity project to provide electricity for the poorest of the poor and surrounding communities. But what are the technical challenges that may likely hamper the evacuation and distribution of electricity to end users when completed?
The intention is to ensure that the MSMEs, those small, medium-scale enterprises, have opportunity to have electricity. Thank God that in Nigeria we have a tariff regime that structures gas supply systems in such a way that there's a discounted price when you're doing gas to power. I think the oscillates about $4.2 to $4.8 per million BTU. If we generate, you're unable to wheel, by the way, they'll still have to pay. So we're looking for a third-party investor who would take it as the operator of this plant.
We have received most of the consignments right now in Nigeria. So the specialists coming also, like right now from India, if we want to get the specialists from GE, BHEL, they can't come because there is a ban.
Jackson Monday is a barber and Opera Christian is into aluminium construction. Just like other small and medium-scale entrepreneurs who utilize electricity for their businesses, are of the view that the move by government will have a rippling effect on their communities and the economy.
I'm running my generator to run a business since morning. We have not seen light. So if like government electricity can come in to this our environment, like the money I make every day, I will make it like a save money for me and use it for something else, not using it to burn for service generator. Like the way they said, generator cause a lot of noise.
I hope that one will minimize corruption in Nigeria also, and it will also make us to know that indeed we are benefiting from government.
The gas plant you are talking about, that is in Tinapa, is a very good one, but are we actually going to enjoy it in the next 5 years or in the next 3 months?
As the project makes progress, contractors promise to complete the job within the stipulated time despite restrictions of COVID-19. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
The Cross River State House of Assembly is proposing bills to ensure accountability and transparency in the management of funds accrued to the state judiciary and legislature. Assembly correspondent Justina Etam reports that the two bills have passed through third reading in the State House. Chairman of the ad hoc committees earlier constituted by the State House of Assembly to carry out appraisal on the judiciary and legislature funds management bill presenting their reports informed that there was an interface between stakeholders and the committees which yielded results in the recommendations arrived at.
Chairman of the ad hoc committees earlier constituted by the State's House of Assembly to carry out appraisal on the judiciary and legislature funds management bills while presenting their reports, informed that there was an interface between stakeholders and the committees which yielded results in the recommendations arrived at.
Lawful source. The bill ensures that such funds shall be paid into a single dedicated account of the judiciary, and no money shall be withdrawn except as authorized by law. Mr. Speaker, to ensure judiciary workers are given first-line charge before funds are disbursed or any other terms. The committee shall also ensure the transfer of amount due to the various sub-accounts based on expenditure line items as enshrined in the state appropriation law.
Section 3H, which lists the functions of the Fund Management Committee to include serving as tender committee for projects exceeding 10 million naira as provided by the recent regulation. And Section 4C, which provides that the accounting officer shall be responsible for preparation of quarterly financial statement of account, which shall be submitted to the Speaker of the House.
Dissolving into the Committee of the Whole, members of the State House of Assembly deliberate on the reports with necessary amendments effected in the bills, after which the Judiciary and Legislature Funds Management bills were read a third time.
This is a period we should be proud of ourselves, that we are members of the Ninth Assembly and ensure that the independence of the legislature, as enshrined by the Constitution of the Federal Republic, is adhered to. So please, we should be proud also that on this special day, we are part of this city that took our final decision.
The Speaker, Mr. Eteng Williams, directed the clerk to forward the bills to the State Governor for assent. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Similarly, the Cross River State House of Assembly has reached a resolution granting the state government approval to access a loan facility of 1 billion naira from Zenith Bank PLC. The House arrived at the decision after considering a correspondence from the state government requesting its approval of the credit facility. Justina Etam again tells us more.
The loan facility requested by the state government is for the empowerment of 2,000 women farmers for the cultivation of cassava and yellow maize in the Northern Senatorial District to boost agriculture. While some of the members argued that the empowerment should be spread across the 3 senatorial districts of the state, others say the Northern Senatorial District is in a better position to cultivate the said crops due to its topography.
What would be good is that this money be approved and that it should be shared equally. You can imagine if the people of the North should have 500,000, if that 500,000 is shared into 3, Mr. Speaker, each woman will have 166,000 and there will be equity.
It's one of the easiest ways to write off the economic effects from coronavirus. When you inject such money into our people, the farm bills, there will be increase in GDP. And so I support it in totality.
I want every member to rise and support the people of Kosovo. The only problem I have with this correspondence, which everybody has mentioned, is that it should be spread across.
If I have seen plantain here, for instance, and then you don't mention the asset, I will borrow. But I have seen corn. This is the yellow one. I want to say, but when you reach Africa, you always ask for corn. Not in Valley food, like my friend would say. But because I'm not seeing any corn, you just say yellow corn. I want to believe that in the north, if we concentrate it from there, it will yield us more than if we spread.
After deliberating on the documents, this became the resolution of the House.
Resolution 2. The House will pray that the same exercise be extended to Central and Southern Senatorial District in due course. And so moved, Mr. Speaker.
Approved by the leader, it comes the resolution of this honorable. You say aye, and those against me. Those in favor, aye, and those against,
Also during plenary, the Cross River State Administration of the Office of the Auditor General of the States and Auditor General of Local Government Bill 2021 passed third reading. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
And moving on, Nigeria needs men of courage, diligence, and determination in an independent judiciary to strengthen the country's democracy. Members of the bar and bench at a valedictory section in honor of retired Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Justice Godwin Abraham, insisted that the time has come to practice law as a beacon of justice. Clement Barikwe reports.
It is popularly said that the court is the last hope of the common man. However, such hope cannot come where justice delivery are either delayed or infringed upon due to internal or external influence. Jurists at this valedictory court session are of the opinion that to advance justice and defend truth, independence of the judiciary is a necessity.
They should be made autonomous. We should have more courts. The structures as it is now does not guarantee access to justice to the common man.
Retired Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Justice Godwin Abraham, having spent 34 years in both the bar and bench, identified non-adoption of alternative dispute resolution as a major setback to quick justice dispensation in the country.
All that we need to do is to set up a State Account Allocation Committee, SAC, with a sharing formula to sit monthly and agree on the funds allocation to each arm of government, regarding to the monies accruing to the state, whether from FAC or IGR.
The inspection of guard mounted by officers and men of the Nigeria Police and the judiciary staff was high point of the retirement ceremony in honor of Justice Godwin Abraham. And this is the end of an era and the beginning of another one. In Uyo, Clement Barikwe, Nta News.
The All Progressives Congress has rejected the allegation of planned rigging in 2022 elections by the National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Prince Uche Secondus. John James Akpanudoidere, National Secretary, Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of APC, in a statement said the party's track record in implementing projects and programs that meet the needs of Nigerians is attracting more members, supporters and sympathizers from all over the country into the party. The statement said, strong internal democracy, transparency and fairness in the conduct of bid affairs which are lacking in the PDP are additional reasons that make the APC a better option for Nigerians, including 7 state governors, national and state assembly members who are abandoning the PDP and joining the APC. The APC Caretaker Secretary said with more than 40 million registered members, the APC has a solid foundation to successfully contest and win elections against other parties without tampering with the verdict of the citizens. And a total of 374 Niger State civil servants have been dismissed for certificate racketeering and violations of civil service extant rules, while 380 others were forcefully retired for their involvement in fraudulent acts of alteration of date of birth and first appointment. The chairman of the State Civil Service Commission, Shehu Yusuf Galadima, who stated this in Mina while presenting the commission's scorecard from 2016 to date, also disclosed that 2,000 personnel were also employed during the period under review. Mokhtar Abubakar tells us more.
In carrying out its mandate, the Niger State Civil Service Commission from 2016 to date dismissed scores of civil servants for various offences, including certificate racketeering, after a forensic examination of all certificates and thorough screening.
46 personnel discovered to have violated extant rules were summarily dismissed. No fewer than 328 personnel were dismissed from service, while the institutions they purported to have attended declared their claims as forgery.
The commission, also in keeping with its mandate, during the period under review, also employed over 2,000 personnel for some ministries and departments in the area of critical need, such as education, health, and the state fire service.
The sector, which was faced with needs of manpower to deal with the emergence of COVID-19, has engaged 515 personnel.
Meanwhile, a total of 5,258 civil servants who have completed the mandatory 35 years of service or have attained the age of 60 retired voluntarily. Emina Mukhtar Abubakaru, NTA News.
You are watching news reaching you from the studio of Nta Calabar. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at YouTube/Nta Calabar. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
As news breaks from the north, south, east, and west of Nigeria, we bring it to you. News from the length and breadth of Cross River State is sent to you via this channel.
With movers and shakers in various spheres of influence talking to us, we carve a niche and showcase our experience in broadcasting. Because it's Nta Calabar before others.
You can't get this anywhere else. It's only here on Nta Calabar News, showing at these times 3 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 7 p.m. every day. Nta Calabar News. Our experience counts.
Welcome back to the rest of the news. The federal government says it has approved the extension of the deadline for name-SIM data verification to July 26, 2021. This was communicated via a statement signed jointly by spokespersons of the Nigerian Identity Management Commission, NIMC. At least 57.3 million Nigerians have enrolled for the NIM, with an average of 3 to 4 SIMs per NIM, according to the agency. The agency also notes that as of June 28, a total of 5,410 enrollments have been made available nationwide to significantly ease the NIM enrollment process and subsequent linkage of NIM to SIM. Moving on, strengthening the health system to guarantee quality, accessible and affordable healthcare delivery for all Nigerians is a priority in the next level agenda of President Muhammadu Buhari that is being pursued vigorously. To this end, Chika Okobe reports that the Borno State Governor, Chief David Umahi, has flagged off an initiative of the federal government Tag Health Insurance Scheme and Basic Healthcare Provision Fund Program in the state.
In demonstration of the nation's drive to achieve universal health coverage, the program was launched in 2019 by President Muhammadu Buhari with a disbursement of 6.5 billion naira in 15 states and the Federal Capital Territory for its implementation. Not less than 19,000 vulnerable persons have so far enrolled in the program domesticated in Ebonyi State. Governor David Umahi directed, among other things, the establishment of a drug revolving center to further reposition the healthcare system in the area.
These are important programs that aim to increase access to affordable healthcare services and basic medical healthcare services for all Nigerians. Let me announce that our medical university, the first of its kind in West Africa, will be taking off latest by September.
The program will also assist people, especially at the rural areas, to receive Medicare without much financial commitment.
This explains why the attainment of universal coverage is a unique component of the health sector next level agenda of the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari.
The event featured electronic enrollment of some stakeholders into the scheme and goodwill messages from representatives of development partners. In Abakaliki, Chika Okore, NTA News.
The federal government is determined to take more bold steps to develop education system that will prepare citizens with adequate knowledge to enable them to take competitive advantage of the 21st century-driven economy. The Minister of State Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, stated this at the launching of Better Education Service Delivery for All in Katsina. Awal Haliru tells us more.
The program is an initiative geared towards addressing the high number of out-of-school children in the country. The focus of the educational project is on the 17 states identified with the highest number of such children. In view of the highest number of out-of-school children in Nigeria and for government to overcome the challenge, the quality of education must be strengthened by confronting all the factors denying access to education. It is in the light of this that the Better Education Service Delivery for All is launched in Katsina, one of the 17 states.
Its cardinal objective is to increase equitable access, improve literacy, and strengthen accountability for results at the basic education level.
Katsina State government described the program as a welcome development, considering the fact that the education sector is the #1 priority in its development plan tagged the restoration agenda.
The government has given this program the necessary attention it deserves in order to serve as a vehicle for achieving education for all in Katsina State.
Other stakeholders assured more resolve to reducing the number of out-of-school children in the state. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Birthday is one of the most celebrated occasions, which affords the celebrants opportunity to appreciate God's unfailing love, care, and victories over unseen battles for 365 days. So, for the Manager News and Current Affairs of Nta Calabar, it was a time to count all his blessings and naming them one by one. Erika Evie witnessed joyous atmosphere and now reports.
The Nta Calabar newsroom, which is known for production, management, and airing of news, took a different shape as management staff, led by the General Manager, Sam Olalude, joined the staff of the News and Current Affairs Department to celebrate and express gratitude to God for sustaining one of its own, Mr. Oku Ekpenyong.
As we celebrate, we want to pray that God will continue to guide him, give him wisdom to discharge his duties, and above all, give him grace to witness another year on earth.
My prayers for you that all the good things of life we shall possess them. Work for you, financially, spiritually, morally, and otherwise. At this new age, that will be fruitful in all ramifications.
God has taken you all the way to where you are today, and that same God will not let you down.
Others pray God for more blessings upon the celebrant.
I want to wish you, my brother, a successful birthday celebration. I want to say that what God has added unto you, there will be no limitations to it.
All that God has kept for you this year, in your new age, you will not miss it in the name of Jesus.
All the goodies that you have been wishing yourself, the ones in the secret and the ones in the open, may God grant them unto you in Jesus' name.
I want to say happy birthday to you, many more years ahead, and more fruitful years for you and your family in Jesus' name. Amen.
The celebrant, Managing News and Current Affairs, Mr. Oku Ekpenyong, with a song, expressed deep sense of humility for God's help in the past years of his life.
That to survive 365 days of a cycle is no mean feat. In other words, you've lived through a wall, you've gone through a troop, you've gone through hard water, you've gone through high mountains, you've gone through valley experiences for 365 days. You've experienced all the seasons. The winter period, the rainy season, the sunlight, the sunburns, the hard times when you had no money in your pocket, you were thinking of how to meet up with one demand or the other, and then you're seeing yourself still alive. It requires thanksgiving, it requires joy, it requires celebration to the Almighty, and that's the feeling I have right now.
The celebrant cut his birthday cake with his colleagues in a grand style.
Yes.
Yes.
You.
Yes. He carried me when others carried their guns. You feed me, Lord, when others feed their guns. You fight for me when others fight for their guns. Jesus, you know they use me play.
In Calabar, a weaker evening, NTA News.
You know they use me play.
Now to sports with Tamara Ediwe.
Welcome to Sports Update. I am Tamara Ebiwe. Golf is first, where Omo Izedonwen and Lizzie Asomuga have both emerged the best nets in men and women's categories in the IBB International Golf and Country Club Rotary Golf Kitty. While Omo played 34 nets to emerge best net men, Lizzie netted 31 to win the women's best net. The 9-hole kitty was put together by Rotary Aso Golf Cup and IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja to support the less privileged in the society.
We believe that those who are playing golf, as they are playing golf, they can also render service even to their immediate community.
We want to galvanize our support for charity, for the immediate needs of the clubbing community.
We'll be interacting with every other club in the world, going to play golf, going to socialize. Through that, we'll raise funds to help humanity.
To football now, the Nigeria Professional Football League Club Owners Association of Nigeria rose from its quarterly meeting Monday in Abuja to condemn in strong terms the spate of violence at some league venues and enjoined the league management company, LMC, to strictly apply the rules. In a communique issued at the end of the meeting, it reads, "The State Football Association, instead of clubs, should be held accountable for any breach of peace at league venues, since they are responsible for the provision of security." And finally, the battle for the last four in the ongoing Euro 2020 begins Friday, with Switzerland playing in their first ever Euro quarterfinals against Spain, while Belgium hosts Italy. On Saturday, Baku Olympic Stadium in Azerbaijan will be the venue as Czech Republic take on Denmark, while Ukraine will host England at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. And that's Sports Update. I am Tamara Ebiwe.
That report on sports concludes our bulletin, but before we go, a recap of our major stories. The Cross River State House of Assembly has proposed bills to ensure accountability and transparency in the management of funds accrued to the state judiciary and legislature. Small and medium enterprises have assessed the impact of the state government projects on the economy of the state. Also in the news, federal government has extended NIN SIM verification to July 26, 2021 to enable Nigerians comply with the NIN SIM verification directive. That's it on the news. Thanks for watching and have a good night.